and the twilight lies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket train, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the free, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. Stand of the brave, the US of A. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the free, and the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
Good Monday evening, everybody. Welcome back to MaxspeedTV. Stephen Lane up here in the booth with the OP Premier Series, sponsored by Buttkicker. Welcome, everybody, to our big Talladega track here tonight, folks. Going to be a good race going on for round two here at the Monday Night Premier Series for OP Super Speedway. We've got a few things that we want to go over here real quick. Really not much as far as the point standings, but we're going to go ahead and pop this up. Of course, Nick Wayne won the race last night, and as you can see right there, we've got several drivers in for the chase already. Gabe Butler with 22 points. Adam Kilday there in third. Zach Workman in fourth. Jeff Crosby Jr. in fifth. Kenny Reel in 11th. That is the 12 of Zach Fritsch in, looks like sixth place there. Mark Mann in eighth. Rick Sanchez ninth. That is Nate Warren in 10th. Andy Brigante in 11th. Richard Kuhn in 12th. Stephen Luttrell in 13th. Josh Ball in 14th. Everett Lane in 15th, and John Guerrero there at the cut line in 16th with Eric Laurie, Daniel Harrington, Peter DeBorja, and Alex Giffen. I'll just kind of show you what happened last week. Nick Wayne did get the win last week with Adam Kilday in second, Gabe Butler third, Mark Mann fourth, Rick Sanchez fifth. And then you got your stage winners. Stage 1 was Peter DeBorja. Stage 2 was Zach Workman. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing here, I thought. But both of those guys with the stage wins last week. As we get going here, folks, we got about 3 minutes left of practice, and then we will get to our qualifying times. Kind of looking around here to make sure I haven't forgot anything. Things are kind of bobbled around on my screen. But we are going to go ahead. Now, this is team racing here on Monday night. We got the team Nerd Esports. That is the 03 of Steve Rada, the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr., the 42 of Peter DeBorja, the 47 of Richard Kuhn, and the 81 of Dustin Logston. Then you had the team CFM Checker Flag Motorsports of Bubba Whittingham, David Overstreet, Dave Hunt, Les Levy, and Lynn McNeese. Then you have the team Bootnaka, and that is Mr. Conrad, Jimmy Reynolds, Hunter Reynolds, Eric Laurie, and Gabe Butler. Then we go down here to Team Wicked, or Wicked Race Team. That's Andy Brigante, Andrew Schroeder, John Guerrera, Doug Johnson, and Alex Giffen. Then you have Team FSR, which is Fuel Sim Racing. That is Zach Fritsch, Nate Warren, Zach Workman, Jeff Crosby Jr., and Sean McCara. And then we get to Team Vendetta. That is Alex Green, Mark Mann, Richard Sanchez, Adam Kilday. And then they had 3 part-timers, Rick Seabrands, Anthony English, and James Mayer. And then we get to Team No Presta, the NPE. That is Josh Ball, Kenny Reel. That is Vicente Guerrero, Stephen Luttrell, Adam Schramm. And then part-timers, you have Steve Miles and Brandon Pfeiffer. Then we have our Dale Cup team, which is Nick Wayne. That is, I believe that, looking for him, Steve Corsick. And then have Kevin Fries and Sebastian Marin as part-timers. And then, of course, we have one driver we have a couple of drivers that are independent. That is the 82 of Daniel Harrington. And then we have, I believe it was, and I'm not seeing him now, Everett Lane with Fast Lane Racing. Now, Eric Lane was out on the track earlier, I thought. Everett Lane. We have finished, we have finished practice. Now we're in qualifying. Now they get 1 lap of qualifying as we start to look out on the track. Steve Corsick, one of the first ones out on the track. Dave Hunt at the end of pit road. Bubba Whittingham coming out on the track, as well as Gabe Butler, Dave Hunt. Now, of course, whenever we go to a driver's bar, won't be able to see it with that on. I thought I had it to where their team name would come up, but it does not. So I'll have to get with our Nerditudes. Of course, big shout out to the guys at Nerditudes for hooking me up and getting me set up with STK for our new overlays. Got a couple people out there in chat already. John Black, good to see you again. John, it's been a while, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Of course, Rick Rat out there saying here we go, round in circles once again. Our qualifying times will start coming in here shortly as Dave Hunt is rounding out his first lap. And for some reason, my stuff ain't working. So let me go over here. See if it will change. And for some reason, it is not showing anything. Huh. Not sure. There we go. Now we're starting to get some qualifying times in. Right now, Steve Corsick with that top spot with a 55.24. As we are on Dave Hunt. Doug Johnson throwing down a 55.23, but here comes Adam Kilday laying down a 55.14. Rick Sanchez right behind him with a 55.15. Sean McCara at a 55.20. We got just a few minutes left of practice before we get to our grid. But right now, Adam Kilday with that top spot with a 55.14. We still have people out qualifying. Kenny Real out there. Andy Brigante out on track. Peter DeBorja. Alex Green finishing up his track. Jeff Crosby Sr. out for his qualifying lap, as well as John Guerrera. Alex Giffen, Kenny Real, Zach Fritsch, Richard Coombs, Vicente Guerrero, and Brandon Pfeiffer getting their laps in, so we'll see what happens. But right now, Adam Kilday is your pole sitter at this point. William Luttrell out there rooting on the Noel Presta guys in the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. Good to have everybody tuning in and joining us tonight. As you can see in my pinned comment, we do have some storms brewing and blowing in here in Oklahoma. I'm hoping they stay away long enough for us to get through tonight's race. And it seems like I may be just a little bit quiet. Let me turn that up just a little bit. That should be a little bit better. These guys are winding down. We've got about 15 seconds left. Adam Kilday is going to be your pole sitter from the way it's looking. A lot of close times out there on the qualifying, so that looks like that is going to be it. So we are going to go ahead and bring up our pole sitter here. If I could get everything to work right. Adam Kilday got the pole tonight, buddy. Congratulations. What are you expecting here at Talladega tonight?
I'm expecting hopefully the cars to handle good. Maybe some, what should I call it, like a good four-wide racing maybe we could get going on in these things. They feel pretty stable for that, but that probably won't happen. But no, it's it'll probably be a fuel strategy race in the beginning for the stages and stuff, so we'll try to focus on that and get some good stage points and see how it goes.
All right, brother. Well, Just to let you know, your mic kind of cut in and out on you there, but I think we got the idea. So, good luck.
I was away from the computer.
Oh.
I'm back now though.
Well, good luck tonight, man. Congratulations on getting that pole, and let's hope you guys have a great race tonight.
All right, will do. Appreciate it.
All right. What team are you in?
Vendetta.
Vendetta, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, we got him back down in his right team. I'm gonna have to get me some sticky notes. We got a lot of teams out here, but we're gonna go ahead and get to your starting grid tonight here on OP Premier Series. Adam Kilday with the pole. To his outside will be the number 5 of Rick Sanchez. Starting row number 2 on that inside will be the 71 of Sean McCara. His outside will be the 24 of Everett Lane. On row number 3, Team Buttkicker Esports, Eric Laurie and the old 71. To his outside will be Andrew Schroeder. On row number 4 on the inside will be the No Presta Esports Vicente Guerrera. On his outside, his teammate Kenny Real. Row number 5, the Checker CFM guys, Mr. Les Levy of that 62 machine. His outside will be the number 10 of Doug Johnson. Row number 6 on the inside is the 11, or the 26 is Hunter Reynolds. On his outside, the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. Row number 7, Steve Corsick in that 027 machine. His outside will be the 12 of Zach Fritch. Starting row number 8 on the inside, Bryan Wang, last week's winner, going to try to keep that momentum going. But his outside is the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. Starting row number 9 will be the 42 of Peter DeBorja. His outside will be the 7 of Josh Millam. Row number 10 on the inside will be the 54 of Brandon Pfeiffer. His outside will be the 46 of Mr. David Overstreet. Row number 11, the 19 of Zach Workman. His outside will be the 47 of Richard Kuhn. Starting row number 12 will be the 81 of Dustin Logston. His outside will be the number 3 of Alex Green. Starting row number 13 inside will be Jeff Crosby Sr. His outside, the 99 of Alex Gippon. Row number 14 inside will be Gabe Butler. His outside, Andy Brigante. Row number 15 inside, Jimmy Reynolds. His outside will be Bubba Whittingham. Row number 16 will be inside line will be Dave Hunt. His outside, the 16 of Nate Warren. Row number 17, the 03 of Steve Rada. His outside will be the 04 of Mr. Mark Mann. Row number 18, rounding out your field, will be the 35 or be the 82 of Daniel Harrington. His outside will be John Guerrera. Got 30, actually got more cars than that, but it's not letting me pull up the rest of them. Got Stephen Corsick, Bryan Wang, Alex Gippon, Anthony English all out there as well. We'll get that up as we get to the restart or start zone. Here we go, green flag, folks. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Race it here at Talladega. Get working with some new camera angles and camera views. We are on our drone view right now as Adam Kilday's getting a good push by that 71 of Sean McCara. Get our horizontal ticker going here. Outside line trying to make a move. That is Rick Sanchez and the 24 of Everett Lane, the 48 of Mr. Andrew Schroeder. Kind of looking back through the field, that is awful loud. Let me turn that down just a little bit. That is Lynn McNeese. Looks like Steve Corsick, Bryan Wang back here in the back. Alex Gippon. looks like he is not on the track, so I'm not sure if Alex is having issues, but doesn't look like Alex did start the race. Back up to the front, though, and Adam killed Rick Sanchez. They are battling out for that lead as, well, Sanchez does drop it down in front of Adam down on that low line. That leaves Everett Lane to the outside with the 48 of Andrew Schroeder as they come back to the start-finish line. Rick Sanchez moving up to that second line once again, trying to slow that momentum down. Kind of keeping an eye, just side-by-side racing here, folks, as we come through the back and back through the back stretch here. We are going 3 wide right now. Let's get back up towards this area. That is the 12 of Zach Fritsch. But he has the 11 of Kenny Reel in front of him. We are 3 wide. Of course, 3 wide here at Talladega is nothing. Hey, Netsby. Out there rooting on Sanchez. Yeah, Rick right now is out front. Ooh, Kenny Reel, good move down to that middle line. Quick, aggressive move to get him back off of that top row. Had enough to get him out there, but would you there? Ooh, we got a truck going off. I believe that is Dustin Logston. They're dropping down to the apron. And then the 19 of Zach Workman blinking in and out. Looking back up to the front, Rick Sanchez still in the lead down on that bottom line. Hi, Belva. See Belva out there in chat now. We are back to side-by-side racing. Of course, this is your OP Premier Series. So this is what we would call the creme de la creme of OP racers. Now, you have to be invited to be able to race here on Monday nights. We'll see, Belva. It's looking pretty good right now. These guys are really being patient and taking what they can get and what's been given to them. Now we're looking back here, trying to see. That is the 16 of Nate Warren out there on the outside by himself, but he does drop it back in line. We are side-by-side racing pretty much throughout the whole field. Of course, you got Steve Korosek and Bryan Wang. They are back here by themselves working together. They are a lap down. Alex Giffen finally out on the track. I believe that's going to put him a couple of laps down. As we get the ticker to roll by, we'll be able to see that. But back up to the front right now. Kenny Reel out front with Everett Lane to his outside. Rick Sanchez, Adam Kilday. That is the 71 of Sean McCara on the inside. Alex Giffen is actually 5 laps down, so I don't know if he was having some internet issues to begin the race, but he is back out on the track right now. Of course, Kenny Reel still out front. Rick Sanchez in second. Well, let's go ahead and look at, we're going to do our, we'll get our split going on there so you guys can kind of see on our tower. as we get a good look here at these top probably 15 drivers just side by side racing back through the field here. The 47 of Richard Kuhn making a run to the outside, but he is going to have to drop it right back down behind Bubba Winningham as he's got the 81. That is the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. doing a little bit of blinking there in front of Jimmy Reynolds. I'm sorry, we got two 15s. That should be the number 3 of Alex Green running the number 15 Crash or Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. He should be in the number 3. He is right in front of Jimmy Reynolds, but he was blinking out. But Adam Kilday has taken back over the lead. They got Kenny Real behind him and the 5 of Rick Sanchez right there, as they are nose to tail for several cars. But Everett Lane, Stephen Luttrell, that is a 54, Brandon Pfeiffer, and the 12 of Zach Fritsch on that outside. Right now I'm kind of looking through here at our timing screen, and right now as we're going back 3 wide, that is the 33 Jeff Crosby Jr., the 19 of Zach Workman, and the 16 of Nate Warren out on that third lane right now. Oh, let's see. Let me see if I can. We'll update our trading paints here. That is Mr. No Fear, Anthony English out there in chat. Anthony, how you feeling, buddy? Let's see. Well, that's all we could hope for, man, is you getting better. Go ahead and do that right there to see if that fixes our paint issue. Uh-oh. Alex blinking out again. That's what happens when they blink out. It goes kind of dark on us. Well, it's to be expected, brother. Definitely to be expected. Well, let's find, see if... Nope, it's still showing up on with the Napa Auto Parts 15. Brandon Pfeiffer out to that outside, making it 3 wide right there. He did drop it back down into... Well, here we go. We got some cars coming down pit road. Eric Laurie down pit road. Peter DeBorja, Gabe Butler, Hunter Reynolds, Josh Miller, Jimmy Reynolds, Dustin Logston, Richard Kuhn, Jeff Crosby Sr., Steve Rada, and Everett Lane. They're coming down after 12 laps. Oh, the 03 of Steve Rada spinning his tires a little bit. We're back up on the front, going to see if these leaders... I don't know, but let me do this. And then we will try to, as Adam Kilday brings down that second group. Ooh, Sanchez getting a little loose, locking it up, coming onto pit road. As we are 4 wide coming down pit road right now. So we are going to while I'm working on this, guys, y'all just bear with me for just a minute. And we'll see if that go ahead and do a new update here. We have a caution out. Several trucks involved. As we get on, well, that's not what I had saved. But we're going to do this here. And of course, it's not going to let me do what I wanted to do. Let's see if I can pull this up. For some reason, I am trying to get it down, guys. It looked like Andrew Schroeder got involved in that. And my previous button is still not working. As we could see, looked like the leaders were coming around, or the cars that pitted first was coming around. Let's get on our chase cam here. Right there. I believe that was, oops. Trying to see who that was. That was Rick Sanchez, I think. Oh, Josh Millum. Josh Millum coming down on Gabe Butler. That got, and then Andrew Schroeder got hit down at the bottom. Eric Laurie involved. Jimmy Reynolds as well. Look and see who else might have got a piece of that. Of course, looking at Josh Millum, Brandon Pfeiffer having to go up on the track to avoid Dustin Logston getting a piece of it. Mark Mann staying up high. Sean McCarr getting involved. Nate Warren looked like he was able to get through that. There we go. Okay. Well, big wreck there, guys. As we get to our first caution. Everett Baker out there joining in. Got to get a root come out. Ooh. I do not envy you at all. Well, we're going to look at Alex now. Anthony said Alex is running his paint scheme. I think we finally got it loaded up right. There is Alex Green in that. He is still blinking out. As we come around turns 1 and 2 here, or 3 and 4, not exactly sure where we're at. Give me a second. We're coming through turn 3. Lights on the pace truck are out. Jeff Crosby Jr., Dave Hunt, Hunter Reynolds, Stephen Luttrell, John Guerrero, your top 5. Peter DeBorja, Vicente Guerrero, Kenny Real, Zach Fritsch, Adam Kilday rounding out your top 10. Pace truck does dive off down to the safety of pit road. As we come to the Geico restart zone, green flag in the flagman's hand. But here we go, green flag back out, folks. Back to green flag racing once again. As that flag man is waving that flag like that flag owes him money. 42 of Pete DeBorja going up to that outside line. Jeff Crosby Jr., Hunter Reynolds. But here comes the 11 and 85. That is Kenny Real and the 85 of Adam Kilday on that inside line as we are, look like trying to go 3 wide back here towards the back or towards the middle of the track. That's 47 of Richard Kuhn. Oh, no. No, there's going to be another caution here. That happened between Alex Green and Bubba Winningham. So let's take a look here at what happened. Let's get on our chase cam here. Bubba is out on that outside line. And right here, well, it was net code. It looks like Alex just took the air off of him and got him spun around. Fortunately, looks like that was the only 2 trucks involved. As everybody does dive down towards the bottom. Whew, that was a close one. Rick Sanchez almost going head on into Bubba. Oh, Dustin Logston. You just see he had it locked down. And just right into Bubba. Nothing that could be done on that. Now they only have one fast repair. Don't want to use it too early. We're going to drop that down just a little bit there, folks. Uh-oh. My SDK is not working. There we go. Guys, I'm still trying to figure out all the buttons. It's going to take me a little while, so just bear with me as we are trying to round this out. Now, we've got 20 laps down with 94 laps total, so we have 75 laps left to go. It's going to be a long race. Well, let's see. Let's see. Well, let's see if we can't get with. Oops. Let's see, where is Mr. Zach Workman? Down here in Fuel Sim Racing. Let's see, where's he at on the track? We'll get on his truck there. We should be coming up on Mr. Zach. Steve up in the booth. Got a copy there, buddy.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good, man. Hey, we kind of missed last week's stage winner, but looks like you did win the stage last week. Man, I do apologize about that. I'm still learning the rules of Monday night a little bit more and of when the stages are, but how's things feeling out there for you out there at Talladega tonight?
Oh, it's good. It's we have a hot track tonight, so trucks are gonna get a lot hotter. So I'd probably assume the third lane might get a couple more runs when the front kind of lanes get hot. Because right now we're currently at 105 and it's just currently getting hotter. So probably look for that out tonight. But truck feels good. We avoided the first wreck, so that's always good. And, yeah, we'll see if we can nab some stage points here. I don't know, get another stage win, but we'll see if we can get a couple points here.
All right, buddy. Well, appreciate you taking the time to visit with us, and, man, just good luck out there.
Yeah, no problem. You too, man. Thanks for watching us go in circles.
Yeah, exactly. We'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right, see you.
Okay, well, he moved himself down there. That's all right. We'll do that, too. Well, looking back up to the front here, folks. Dave Hunt, your leader. Jeff Crosby Jr. to his outside. Stephen Luttrell in third on that inside line. Hunter Reynolds on the outside. Your top four right now, it looks like. Kenny Real may have been blinking out just a little bit. The pace car will dive off down to the safety of pit road once again. Anthony, refresh my memory. What lap are they going to be at stage 1? Here we go, folks, coming to the Geico restart zone. He says lap 25, so we'll have about 4 laps here. Good start by those leaders. That's Dave Hunt and the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. So we'll have a couple of laps. They cross the yellow, or cross the start-finish line at 25. Will be our stage 1. We'll make sure we're going to stay on the front right here for these next couple of laps. So we make sure we do not miss our stage winner this week. And then we will get them up into the booth. Dave Hunt right now in the lead. Stephen Luttrell right behind him. Stephen having a good run tonight. Jeff Crosby Jr. on the outside with Hunter Reynolds and the 42 of Peter DeBorja. Lap 24 in the books. There is one coming off of pit road. Looks like that is the 99 of Alex Giffen. Ooh, Andy Brigante down on the apron. Nowhere for him to go. He's just going to have to let these guys go by him. Cannot enter this pit or enter racing surface safely, so you kind of have to do what you got to do. But Dave Hunt with a good push by the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. Stephen jumping to that middle line, trying to get in front of Jeff Crosby Jr. to try to get pushed up there for the stage win. Right now, Dave Hunt is your leader coming at the line. Who's it going to be for stage 1? Looks like that is going to be Dave Hunt. I guess the caution will come out on lap 26 where they finish 25. Okay. But we are 3 wide for the lead right now. Stephen Luttrell out to the front. Peter DeBorja on that outside line. He's got the 027 of Stephen Korosek. But Stephen Luttrell back down to the middle right in front of Dave Hunt. As I've got thunder going off in the background, folks. Hoping that my power stays on as we come to the tri-oval. Here we go. Stephen Luttrell, your leader at the start-finish line. Is he going to get stage 1 win? And he is going to get that stage 1 win. So we'll get your stage winner up here. He's going to be so excited. Let me see if I can find out where he's at. He is in No Presta. And y'all listen to this because he's probably going to be hooping and hollering. Stephen Luttrell, buddy, great job. Stage 1 winner. Man, I know you've been wanting this interview for a while.
Yeah, well, I want one at a checkered flag, but this feels good too.
Well, awesome.
Feels good to be a stage winner.
Well, awesome job, buddy. You done great. Dave Hunt was right there. I mean, pushing the living far out of you. So, man, awesome job. How is it feeling to you out there, man?
It's a little slick, but I think it's gonna come around and be all right. Just trying to figure out the fuel runs and then see if we can hook up with the teammates, and we will get it rolling.
Well, you got some fans out there in chat right now on YouTube. William Luttrell saying go NPE, go 36, and Kaylin Thomas says the Luttrell team is here. Nicely done.
Yep, that would be my dad and my daughter.
Oh,
Thanks,
man.
guys. Thanks for watching.
Well, awesome job, buddy. You guys are going to get ready for pits. I'm going to let you go, and good luck for the rest of the race, brother.
All right, thank you.
We'll get him back down there. And for some reason, not sure if this is the same guy or not, but I think I know Mr. Kenny Real. we're going to try to get him up here and visit with Kenny. As all the trucks are coming down pit road. Well, it looks like one decided to stay out, and that is Mr. Jimmy Reynolds. I guess he's going to try to get his lap back. I believe he is just a lap down. Kayla, that's awesome. We love it when the family gets involved. Love that you guys are here rooting him on. That is just so cool, and glad you guys are here. Well, Peter DeBorja is the first one off of the pit road. I want to bring Mr. Kenny Real up here and visit with Kenny for a minute. He is down there in the No Presta team. Kenny, this is Steve up in the booth. You got a copy there, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, I was looking at your name, and man, I swear I know you from another league.
Which leagues do you do?
We used to do Palms. Did you ever do race Palms?
No.
Okay. Well, we're glad to have you here, Kenny, man, and that was a good stage win for Steven, your teammate, man. I just wanted to touch base with you and get to know some of our drivers. So how is your truck feeling tonight there, bud?
Oh, we're feeling good so far. Track it's pretty hot. It's a little slippery, especially on pit lane. Trucks are getting hot really quick, pushing wise. About blew it up coming over the line for the stage there. But other than that, as long as you people are cycling, it should move along pretty good. I think the third line will later in the race will come into play. Maybe a fourth line too. It depends on how people want to race it. But as long as we keep the engine cool, I think we'll be all right.
Well, you got some good teammates working with you tonight. Brandon Pfeiffer, Thomas Lockwood, and of course, I believe y'all's team captain, Vicente Guerrera. So you've got a good crew there. Good luck, brother. We're going to let you go, and appreciate you taking the time out and visiting with us a minute.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
We'll get him back down to his team. As the lights on the pace truck are out, again, we are working with some new cameras tonight, folks, some different camera angles. I do see Mara out there in chat. It's good to see you. Rooting on Mark Manna as usual. She is wanting a Hot Wheels, or Everett's wanting a Hot Wheels throwback. Well, Anthony, buddy, we love you. We miss you. We cannot wait for you to get better so you can get back out here on the track. So I can pull you up in the booth and give you that Medlock juju that I always talk about. That broadcaster's curse. Of course, your better half is probably sick of me texting her every other day, wanting to know how you were doing. Well, here we go. Trucks diving off down the pit road once again. Steve Korosek, your leader, Kenny Real in second. Let me get that stage winner off of there. We will get our split up here. So green flag back out on the loud pedal. The start of stage 2. I believe stage 2 will be at lap 51, will be the end of stage 2. Well, with all of us checking in, it ought to tell you that we are a tight-knit community here, folks. Like I said, we were talking the other night, what happens to one of us kind of happens to all of us. We want to make sure that our fellow racers and our friends are safe. But right now, we're looking at this action. Nate Warren out on the outside with the 5 of Sanchez. Well, here comes the 54, Brandon Pfeiffer, coming along with them. Of course, Talladega, big wide track. You can run 3 wide, especially in these trucks. And, of course, we didn't do this, but we're going to go ahead and pull up our weather information here. 7-mile-an-hour wind, a 78-degree air temperature, cloudy, with 103-degree track temperature. So, fairly warm out there on the track. But we are back up to the front. Look at the 027, Steven Korosek, dropping down in front of the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. And Kenny Real, Adam Kilday, and I believe that is Gabe Butler. No, that is the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. on that second line. But here comes that outside line trying to make a run with Nate Warren, Rick Sanchez, Brandon Pfeiffer dropping back down to the second lane. And the 03 of the Nerditudes, Steve Rada. And again, special shout out to the guys at Nerditudes hooking me up. I got SDK with these great graphics and overlay that we're using, or that I'm using, I should say, here on most of my broadcasts. Of course, I still got to get with Dustin and them guys about getting my Sunday night league on the SDK, but we are working on it. I tried to do some of it myself the other night, and there's too much coding involved. I can't do it. Guys, we're watching this 3-wide action here. Let me get on this drone so we can keep up. That's Andrew Schroeder to the outside, as Nate Warren does drop it back down to the second lane. Andy Brigante and Bubba Winningham right there. These guys are losing momentum, so they are going to drop back into that draft pack. And then looking back, here comes Sean McCara, 46 of David Overstreet on the inside. Outside there, you have Josh Millam and the 3 of Alex Green, I should say, right there with them. Of course, back here in this next pack, Vicente Guerrero, Jeff Crosby Sr., Richard Kuhn, Bryan Wang, last week's winner, back here in at 30th. Then you got Dustin Logston, Peter DeBorja, Lynn McNeese, Dave Hunt, and then Jimmy Reynolds. Josh Millam is a lap down, but he is up here with this lead group on the outside line with the 3 of Alex Green. Of course, Alex is blinking out once again. I want to do this. I want to see how fast they're going. Looks like the average speed is about 190 to 193 miles an hour. 193 is 4. I've seen 194, but that's fast in these trucks, guys. If you've never drove these trucks on a track, especially in the draft, they feel like they're going a lot faster than 190 mile an hour. That's for sure. We got 21 viewers out there tonight, only 6 likes. If you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button. Also, if you're new to MaxspeedTV, if this is your first time tuning in, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that bell icon. That way you know every time we do go live. And I am going to do something here because I do not like that being blank. get a little bit of something above our NASCAR tower here. Now, they've been out here. We should start seeing some green flag pit stops once again here, folks. Well, just as I say that, here they come. That's Hunter Reynolds bringing that group down. Gabe Butler, Eric Laurie, Everett Lane, Steve Rada, Mark Mann, all down on pit road. Right now, Kenny Real has jumped out to the front. He's got the 027 of Steve Korosek. And I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. As we are lap 37, we should see this bottom line dropping down to pit road. As we see them start to come down, that is Steve Korosek, the 12 of Zach Fritsch, Rich Sanchez, Jeff Crosby Jr., Zach Workman, Bryan Wang, Alex Green, Peter DeBorja, Richard Coon, Daniel Harrington, all coming down this time. Josh Millam as well. As Alex Gippen Adam Kilday does drop down to that lower line. A 54 of Brandon Pfeiffer on the outside with the 46 of David Overstreet in tow. But depending on how much fuel that these guys have burnt, we're probably going to see that lower line coming in this time. Well, that's going to spread out our field. Well, here they come. Adam Kilday bringing everybody with him. Vicente Guerrero, Stephen Luttrell, Kenny Real, Nate Warren, Dave Hunt, Lynn McNeese, Brandon Pfeiffer, Dustin Logston, Les Levy coming off of pit road, Steve Rada now coming off of pit road. Your new leader right now, Douglas Johnson, John Guerrera, Bubba Winningham. They are coming down the backstretch right now. Big wiggle there. Looks like that was Andrew Schroeder in the 48 truck. Going to see what they do here if they're going to pit this time. And they are. Well, David Overstreet's going to stay out. He's going to get a lap lead. But John Guerrera coming down pit road, Andrew Schroeder, Douglas Johnson, Andy Brigante, Bubba Winningham, and Sean McCara. Well, David's going to be out there by himself. Steve Korosek is leading this first group that pitted. But got Zach Workman on the middle line coming back through. Rick Sanchez. Oh, we're going to have a crash. Bryan Wang into Daniel Harrington. Sanchez up on his side. Well, that's going to bring out another caution here, folks. Let me see if I can get my... As we see, let's get on a chase view here. Well, actually, we're going to go with a roof. As we are looking over the roof of, I believe we are on Everett Lane is what it says, but right there you see Bryan Wang up into Daniel Harrington. Well, let's go back here. That's going to be right there. Daniel looked like he might have come down a little bit. Got Bryan Wang loose on the apron. Right back up into Daniel Harrington. Everett Lane, nowhere for Everett to go. It looks like that is the only 4 trucks involved. Everybody else was able to make it through that. Somehow Peter DeBorja missed all of that. We're going to have to get one of those guys up here and see what happened. I'd like to talk to Pete if I could. Let's see where Peter is at right now. Where is Peter DeBorja? There he is. We'll see if these guys, what he's going to do, if he's going to come down pit road. Now, they do have one fast repair, and I could not tell you whether they used it or not. Well, we're going to go ahead and get him up here. Let's see if he'll visit with us. Hey, Pete, Steve up in the booth. Got a copy there, buddy.
10-4.
Hey, man, I don't know how you missed that. You must have seen that a mile ahead of you and able to got it shut down. But, man, that was an awesome set of driving skills there to avoid all that carnage.
I mean, it looked good, but it wasn't that great. I was so glued to the 04 and pushing them. They all slowed down faster than I did. They had much better reaction time. I couldn't see anything. I was pushing the guy so hard, so I'm glad I was able to dodge it. I would have felt really silly if I didn't, but I was definitely the last one on the brakes in that situation, and they were just they gave me a little bit of space there. But I knew Mark had had his situation on pit road at the 62, so I was just trying to help him get back up there, and it was so far shoved up his bumper, I really couldn't see anything at all. So none of my teammates were up there to let me know some wreck was happening. I'm just glad we dodged it.
Well, man, speaking of your teammates and the Nerdy Esports, you know, got in a partnership with Nerditudes to help me get these overlays done. Man, everything, I've got a lot of compliments. People are loving it. So a big shout out, and I've done this last week, and I'm going to do it to you in person live here tonight. Big shout out to you and Dustin for taking your guys' time to kind of walk me through the operations of SDK. Man, I love it.
I'm glad, man. I'm really appreciative that you wanted to put in the effort to learn it, too. I mean, you had a working system over there with ATVO. You could have just stuck with that the whole time, but Mondays we try to always make the thing look a little bit prettier, and I appreciate you trying something new there, and I'm glad that you're liking it because, you're doing this for us. You're our broadcaster. The goal is to make it as easy and reasonable for you as possible so you can put a good product out there to showcase the drivers. And, we asked a lot of you as well by seeing if you'd give the program a shot, and I'm really glad you're enjoying it.
Well, man, I still need to get with y'all to get with some other things, but good luck, buddy. We're going to let you go. We got a few laps here before the end of stage 2, so good luck, man.
All right, man. It's going to be a bloodbath out there these next 5 laps. Everyone's fighting for points. So.
Yeah, you're right.
You'll be seeing us under yellow real quick.
All right, man. But be careful. Good luck. We'll holler at you later.
All right, thank you.
We'll get him back down there. Man, like I said, I can't give thanks enough. And I'll try to get Dustin up here soon to give him the thanks as well. So. But right now, Andy Brigante, your leader, Bubba Winningham in second. John Guerrera third, Andrew Schroeder fourth, Gabe Butler rounding out your top 5 as we come in or out of turn 4 here into the tri-oval. Lap 43, so we'll have, a few laps here. Again, pace truck diving off down to pit road. As these guys get to that Geico restart zone, the flag man is looking down the field. If he likes what he sees when they enter that restart zone, he will throw the green flag, and we will be back racing. Here we go, green flag back out on the loud pedal for the end of stage 2. Who is going to take it? Stick around and find out, folks, because we are going to have a nail biter. Andy Brigante right out front with his teammate, 48 of Andrew Schroeder. Bubba Winningham on that outside with John Guerrera pushing him, as well as the 88 of Gabe Butler. A lot of back and forth movements there as Brandon Pfeiffer does get back into that second lane. And looking back here, I believe that was the 36 of Stephen Luttrell making a move out to that third lane. That third lane trying to form up. That is the 42 of Peter DeBorja, the 33, Jeff Crosby Jr. Several trucks going up to that third lane. That is the 88 of Gabe Butler. But Andy Brigante is going to lead a lap there. Gabe with that outside line, getting that third lane going with the 027 of Steve Korosek. That is the 42 of Peter DeBorja. And trying to see who else we got there. That is the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr., the 11 of Kenny Reel. And a guy we haven't talked about a whole lot tonight, the 14 of Vicente Guerrero, out there on that outside line. Now, Bubba Winningham, door to door, that is John Guerrera and Gabe Butler. Well, that's going to slow down Bubba a little bit. That's going to allow Gabe and Andy to get a run on that inside. As we come to the start-finish line, Andy's going to lead another lap. That'll be lap 46 of 94, folks. But back and forth battle here between Andy Brigante, Bubba Winningham, Andrew Schroeder right there, Gabe Butler to the outside. Gabe and them getting a good run on that outside line. Andy Brigante, or Andrew Schroeder diving off and down. Must be getting hot. He is down on the apron as we are still 3 wide, but Adam Kilday pushing Andy up towards the front with a good run on that inside line with David Overstreet, the 071 of Eric Laurie. But that outside line is still getting a good push by the 27 on Gabe Butler, the 88. But Andy Brigante going to lead another lap here with Bubba Winningham in second, Adam Kilday third, Gabe Butler fourth, David Overstreet fifth. Now that outside line is slowing up, losing a little bit of momentum. They are banging doors in the turn. Now Adam Kilday with a good push by Bubba Winningham. Drops it down in front of the 13. Now the 13 is going to push the 85 into the corner. As he's trying to get a little bit of air in that truck to keep it cool. Good push by the 46. Gets Andy a little bit loose. Here we go. Adam Kilday going to lead a lap here. Whoa, easy, fellas. That was tight, but looks like that lap will go to Adam Kilday from the looks of it. Lap 48. Will be, I believe, Anthony, if you're still out there, lap 50 will be the last lap of the stage, and then they'll come to the checkered at 50, or the yellow at 51, correct? End of 50, okay. All right, so I'm on track here. Adam Kilday, your leader right now, but Andy Brigante. Oh, big checkup by the 46. David Overstreet, I don't know if he blew his engine. He might have popped his engine. But he is falling all the way back and coasting. Yep, that's what I thought. I didn't see any smoke. But that's going to slow that inside line down. And there goes the 12 of Zach Fritsch down to that lower line in front of Adam Kilday. Now Adam is going to get right on his bumper and push him out there with a good run on that inside line. John Guerrero on the outside, Gabe Butler. We're going to be 4 wide here. That pushed John up to the top, but it is wide enough to go 4 wide. They just got to make sure that they're clear before they rejoin everybody. Vicente Guerrero dropping down, but back out to the front. We have a caution. We'll take a look here and see if that caution came out. Because of David Overstreet, did he not tow in time? It looks like that was the reason why the caution came out. I believe they are waiting on the pace truck to come through the field. Well, it says Bubba Winningham crashed, Zach Workman crashed, Andy Brigante crashed. Let's take a look here and see. I didn't see those guys crash. They slowed up to wait for the pace truck is what that was. Now we are stuck on. I have to refresh my screen here, folks. Well, Peter DeBorja is going to be your leader. Benz, that happened on a lap 50. That will probably end the stage. Looking to see when the flag was thrown. Give me just a second, folks. I'm kind of trying to scroll through my event log here to see when that flag came out. So lap 49 is when that flag came out. And I believe at that time that caution came out. I believe that the stage is going to be over. Let me well, while we're under caution, folks, we're going to go ahead and play a commercial, pay a bill. I'm going to get with somebody to find out if that was the stage, and if the person I think won stage 2, we'll get them for an interview. Hang tight. I will be right back.
Stephen Lane.
Hang on, Zach. We are live, buddy. Congratulations. I'm trying to find you here. I was
No, you're good.
trying to figure out exactly where
All good, dude.
where everybody was at, but yeah, man, you did get the stage win there. Congratulations, man.
Of course.
It was close.
It was. I didn't expect the caution to come out. I was like, oh, all right. Give it to me.
Yeah, well, hey, a stage win's a stage win. You know, that's going to get you some points there. But overall, it's been some good racing tonight, man.
Heck yeah, and it's been feisty. Everybody's shuffling for position. You see, and then yeah, I'm sure you've seen that.
Yeah, we were
outside lane right on me. They're right on me right now.
Hey, I'll get on there. Hey, I'll get on there and say, hey, y'all get off my boy.
Exactly. So no, it's been shuffling for position. It's been fun. It's been a fun time out here. Got people blowing up race cars and everything.
I mean,
there's freaking it's nuts out here, man. It's awesome.
Well, track temperature, I think we were a little bit high a while ago to 103. You know, that does play a part in how these trucks heat up and cool off.
Yeah, it takes about like 3 laps, like here from this start, right? It takes about 3 laps, and then as soon as this truck, in 3 laps, once you're pushing somebody, that oil and that water temp just starts boiling, and you either gotta space out your truck or do exactly what Workman did just now and went from the middle to the bottom right in front of me, so that way he can clear off the guy, in the second row and there in the middle, and then that way I can push him for a little bit, and then he'll end up hopping right back up right afterwards, just to try to cool off both lanes, and that way he's just shuffling position in the lead. He's just kind of playing the, hey, follow me. I'm gonna go up high so you can cool off, and then I'm gonna go down low so that guy can cool off.
Well, it's just a strategy game, man, is all it is. Well, buddy, appreciate you coming up here. I was trying to figure out who got the stage, and of course, Anthony. Anthony's out there in chat. He told me that you did by the look of it, and Jimmy's like, yeah, I think Zach got it.
Yeah, all good, brother. Like I said, I knew you were struggling, and I didn't mind interviewing while I'm sitting there in the middle of driving, as you can see. So it was all good, brother. When's the last time you interviewed somebody who's driving, almost trying to take the lead right now?
Oh, well, they're wrecking right now behind you, so. But
yeah, see that behind. But I appreciate you. Thanks for Stephen Lane. Thanks for broadcasting. Thanks for everything. Thanks from the team FSR, and I'll let you do a replay of that accident, see what happened behind me.
All right, brother. Well, go enjoy the rest of the race, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
See you, buddy. All right, so we are going to go ahead and take a look at that. Go to our last crash here. Of course, it is going to do this to me once again. Keep having a refresh. So we're going to go ahead and do this the hard way. And we are going to go with the MaxspeedTV live rewind here. We see that as we were talking to Zach as they came through the front there. We're going to get on our chase view here. That happened right there with the 03 of Steve Rada. Looked like the 30 or the 81 might have gave him a bad push. Maybe a little bit of contact there between the 03 and the 36. We're going to kind of look at this here. We're going to get back here on Stephen Luttrell. Stephen looked like he was holding his line pretty good. Kind of came up just a little bit. At the same time, Steve Rada coming down. There's a little bit of gap there, but they would have made contact, and they did right there. That got Steve Rada loose. And that just collected several trucks, including Brandon Pfeiffer, Bubba Winningham, Eric Laurie getting involved in that. The 62 of Les Levy getting into the back end of Laurie, and then Andy Brigante right into the back of Les. Kind of a chain reaction. Bubba Winningham also getting involved. Adam Kilday dropping down to that low line. And down to the apron. Ooh, getting a little bit sideways there by Adam. Looked like everybody else. Oh, David Overstreet's got it locked down. Ooh, right into Steve Rada. And Nate Warren, you can see the smoke coming off his tires. He had that truck locked down. Well, folks, we are trying to wind this down. Lap 57 right now. Well, let's talk to. Well, let's go ahead and talk to this guy here. Oh. Huh. Well, it will not let me move those guys. So, where is do I'm gonna have to talk to somebody about that because Checker Flag Motorsports room is completely locked. It will not let me move anybody from there. But the lights on the pace truck are out, so we are going to leave that where it's at. Right now, Kenny Real is your leader. Zach Pritch on the outside. John Guerrera in third. Richard Kuhn in fourth. Stephen Luttrell rounding at your top five. Dustin Logston, Dave Hunt, Sean McCarr, Mark Mann, Vicente Guerrero rounding out your top 10. Hey, Anthony, you go get you some rest, my brother. And I will holler at you soon. Guys, weather is probably playing havoc with my YouTube. I just looked down at my YouTube studio and noticed it was buffering, so bear with me. I do still have storms and stuff around me here in Oklahoma. Of course, on the way home from work, I think I got into a tornado, it seemed like. because that wind was crazy. Let me pull up my radar. The pace truck does dive out down to pit road. Zach Fritsch, Kenny Rill, Richard Kuhn, as they hit the restart zone once again. Get to the Geico restart zone. Flag man, green flag in the air once again here, folks. Here we go. Lap 58 of 94. Yeah, there is a big, huge line of thunderstorms stretched all the way from the Red River all the way up through Arkansas into Missouri. That is causing havoc all the way really up into Wisconsin. So a lot of storms going on out there, folks. Please be safe. Take the precautions if you need to, and just be safe. Stay safe. Well, guys, we are going to go ahead and step away. While we do, we're going to do a little bit of Crank It Up here on MaxspeedTV. Hang tight, folks. We will be right back. And we are back, folks. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of Crank It Up. Of course, definitely appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Several people out there. Check, of course, Anthony. He is going to go rest up, which he needs to. But do appreciate Anthony coming in to chat. Everett Baker, Brendan Kennedy. As the caution comes out and we get back, let's see. That looked like the 12 of Zach Fritsch. Get on a chase view here. Oh, right there. John Guerrero trying to give him a push. Ended up hooking him. That sent both of them around. Sent Zach up into the wall. Collected the 71 of Sean McCara. everybody else. 26 of Hunter Reynolds got involved in it as well. 81 of Dustin Logston involved. Looks like Adam made it through. Jeff Crosby Jr. somehow made it by Eric Laurie. But nowhere for Eric to go, trying to miss it right into the side of Dustin Logston. 6 of Bubba Winningham. Looks like he got a piece of it, as well as Andrew Schroeder. And John Guerrero, of course, getting a big piece of that as well. Trying to go back live here, folks. SDK is giving me fits right now. Not wanting to do what I wanted to do. Well, let's see. Dustin is down on pit road right now. And we're going to go ahead and we'll bring up a buddy of mine, Vicente Guerrero. No Presta, buddy.
A whole lot of no Presta.
How you
Right there.
How you doing tonight, brother?
Oh, not too bad. Could be a little bit better, but not too bad.
A lot of stuff going on out there, man. You're sitting in a good spot right now in P2. What are you gonna have to do to hang on to that spot, man?
I don't know. It might be like a fuel mileage, stay up front, but I don't know. You tell me. What are they getting for fuel mileage?
Right now I've seen anywhere from 12 to 15 laps, I think.
12 to 15. So, I don't know.
I guess it just depends on how much you can save and if you can save, but you know. I really don't know. 45% fuel, I figured you guys were probably getting about 12 to 14, realistically.
Yeah.
So, but there was some guys on that first green flag run that was out there, I think, almost 15 laps before they made their first pit stop. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be really close. I mean, I don't know. I just double pitted there, just talking with you, and I mean, I did lose some spots, but maybe have a shot with the fuel mileage. I don't know.
Still a lot of racing left, Vicente. Appreciate you taking the time out and visiting with us, man. It's always good to talk to you. Good luck, my brother, and man, just stay safe out there.
Thanks a lot, Steven.
Well, get him back down there to the No Presta team. Definitely good to talk to some of my buddies, guys I get to run with sometimes. I do miss running with these guys. Was running Wednesday night with them. Who knows? You guys might see me out there running Wednesday night, and maybe on my YouTube channel streaming the race to see how I do. I'm definitely going to have to figure out, as I'd like to talk to this guy here, but it will not let me pull him up for some reason. So I'll have to ask the admins about that. Well, there goes the pace truck down to pit road once again. Kenny Real, Stephen Luttrell, Dave Hunt, Doug Johnson, Mark Mann, your top 5. Rick Sanchez, Zach Workman, Adam Kilday, Sean McCara, Steve Rada rounding out your top 10. Here's they get to the Geico restart zone once again. Green flag back out. Here we go, folks. Back on the loud pedal. Looking through our field, it looks like we have lost a few drivers here. Looks like Alex Gippin, Alex Green, Josh Miller, David Overstreet have taken their trucks behind the wall. Everett Lane up there in 32nd. But back up to the front, Kenny Reel. Right now, your leader. As we get a shot of our drone cam. So you got Kenny Reel, the 83. That is Doug Johnson. And the 04, Mark Mann with the 19 of Zach Workman on the inside line. Stephen Luttrell, Dave Hunt, Rick Sanchez, Adam Kilday, Sean McCara, Hunter Reynolds, Dustin Logston on the outside. The 84 peeking out to that third lane. Is he going to have some help come with him? Looks like the 48 of Andrew Schroeder right there with the 84 of Lynn McNeese. 13 of Andy Brigante. They getting a little bit of draft off that second lane. And the 59 of John Guerrera. Everett Lane is coming down pit road once again. Not sure why, but he is down pit road. Looking at Stephen Luttrell out on that second lane. Kenny Reel inside. Stephen does have Dave Hunt right behind him. You see Dave kind of peeking his truck out there, trying to get some area in there. Like you said, about a lap. Ooh, Doug Johnson. Almost a bad push on Kenny Reel, but was able to maintain it. Here comes that 84 of Lynn McNeese, the 48 of Andrew Schroeder, Andy Brigante, the 36 of Stephen Luttrell, falling back, 4 wide. Andrew Schroeder drops down a little bit, picks up Stephen, takes that from a bad situation to a little bit better situation on that. So a good job by these guys to kind of maintain. But here comes the 5 of Rick Sanchez, the 85 of Adam Kilday, the 71 of Sean McCara. Now Rick dropping down in front of the 53. The 53 is going to get right on his bumper, as well as the 11 on the bumper of the 53 of Dave Hunt. We are still 3 wide back here with Lynn McNeese, Andrew Schroeder, Andy Brigante, and John Guerrera. 85 of Adam Kilday, Sean McCara, Hunter Reynolds, Stephen Luttrell, Brandon Pfeiffer, Zach Workman in that middle line. I think if Andy could get caught up to that 48, that's going to get the 84 up towards the front a little bit more. Make that outside line a little more organized. They should be able to get the run to get Lynn up to the front, or at least up the battle for the front. Well, here comes that run on that outside. Lynn McNeese, Andrew Schroeder, Andy Brigante trying to get that outside line momentum to keep going. Ooh, Dave Hunt down to the apron, back up in front of Kenny Reel. Adam Kilday getting a push by the 71 of Sean McCara, 26 of Hunter Reynolds, 19 of Zach Workman dropping down to that middle line. Looking back here, Dustin Logston, Bubba Winningham, Zach Fritch trying to make his way back up to the front. Well, here comes the 62 as well of Les Levy. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Les Levy. That outside line momentum just got killed as they are still trying to get pushed back up as Sean McCara does have the lead, is going to lead a lap. Ooh, Hunter Reynolds to the outside by himself. Here comes Stephen Luttrell, going to give Sean McCara a shot. That put Hunter Reynolds up towards the front. Andrew Schroeder lifting a little bit, going to let him out, but that opened the door for Zach Fritch to get up right on the bumper of the 84 of Lynn McNeese. Now the 18 or the 19 of Zach Workman going to the outside line. And then dropping down to the middle, Bubba Whittingham coming up the middle line behind Workman. Zach Fritsch kind of leaving Lynn McNeese hanging out to dry, but gives him enough room to drop down to that second lane. Adam Kilday right now your leader, going to lead a lap with Sean McCarr on the outside. Rick Sanchez, Dave Hunt, Kenny Real, Doug Johnson, Mark Mann, Steve Rada, Vicente Guerrero on that low line. But then you got Sean McCarr, Stephen Luttrell, Brandon Pfeiffer, Dustin Logston, Zach Workman, Bubba Whittingham, and 84 Lynn McNeese trying to make that run on the outside work. As they come into turn 3 and 4 here. Going to come to the tri-oval. Makes me wonder if people are going to do a short run or if they're going to try to go as long as they can. We are 23 laps to go right now, folks. Going to see what happens here with 22 laps to go. Everett Lane going to stay on the high side, let that group pass him. That just shows you the level of respect that most of these guys have for each other. Ooh, Everett scraping the wall. But Adam Kilday with the commanding lead right now with Rick Sanchez behind him. Dave Hunt, Kenny Real, Doug Johnson, Mark Mann on the inside, Sean McCarr, Stephen Luttrell, Brandon Pfeiffer trying to get that second lane to go. Nobody down pit road just yet. Daniel Harrington is coming off of pit road now. Spent quite a bit of time in the pit box. Right now, Adam Kilday is getting a good push by Rick Sanchez as we come out of turn 2 down the back stretch. Looking at our pit strategy here. 12, 13, 14 laps since the caution. As we are 21 laps to go, I would probably venture to say we're going to start seeing them pit stops here pretty quick, probably within the next lap or so. I'm not seeing anything on the timing screen that will show anybody going down pit road. Do have some movement going on throughout the field, but we are big pack racing right now all the way back to Richard Coon, or actually all the way back to Everett Lane. But Daniel Harrington, he is lapped down traffic. They are going to be coming up to him here shortly. Adam Kilday, Rick Sanchez, Dave Hunt, Kenny Real still group top 4. As we come out of turn 4, are we going to see these guys start coming down pit road? Doesn't look like we're going to have any takers at this time. They're going to keep on going. Still with this green flag run. Kenny Real moving out to the outside, trying to get with that second lane. He is making that happen with Sean McCarr, Stephen Luttrell, Brandon Pfeiffer, Bubba Whittingham, and Lynn McNeese. On that inside line, though, Adam Kilday, Rick Sanchez, Dave Hunt, Doug Johnson, Mark Mann. Kenny Real does drop it back down in front of Adam Kilday. Adam's going to get right on his bumper, but Sean McCarr getting a run with Stephen Luttrell, Brandon Pfeiffer on that outside line. Coming into turn number 4, I'm going to keep an eye here to see if anybody comes down pit road. It doesn't look like we're going to have any takers again this time by, as everybody is still out on the track. Daniel Harrington lapped down, staying up on the high side, so it does not kill the momentum of that lead, of the lead pack here. back up to the front, Kenny Real, Sean McCarr, Adam Kilday, Stephen Luttrell, Rick Sanchez. Your top 5, Brandon Pfeiffer, Dave Hunt, Bubba Winningham, Doug Johnson, Lynn McNeese, your top 10. 18 laps to go. Coming through turns 3 and 4, we're going to have to start seeing some pit stops, because they definitely aren't going to be able to make it to the end of the race. The question is, when do you pit? Go whenever your tank is almost empty with about a half a lap left, or do you go with, you're up front, you don't want to lose that lead, but you definitely don't want to run out of gas, because a big track like this, it's about a 3-minute tow from anywhere on the track. We're starting to see these guys get more in a single file line, so we may start seeing those green flag pit stops. Now we got some, that's Bubba Winningham dropping down to the pit road. Ooh, Hunter Reynolds. Have to get it locked down and shut down before that commit cone. That's the only two that went down pit road. It was Bubba Winningham and Hunter Reynolds. Still battling out up front here. Sean McCarr to the outside. The 11 of Kenny Real. But we have a caution. Well, let's take a look here and see what caused that caution. Not seeing anything just yet. I'm not seeing what would cause that caution. Let me see if my event viewer event viewer is not showing anything. Don't know what caused that caution, folks, but caution did come out nonetheless. I didn't see anything on the replay. Well, let's see here. Looks like we still have several vehicles down on pit road. Hunter Reynolds, Les Levy, Everett Lane, all down on pit road. Well, they're coming out now. Jeff Crosby Jr., Peter DeBorja, Brandon Piper, Steve Rada, Jimmy Reynolds, Andy Brigante, Andrew Schroeder, Eric Laurie, Gabe Butler, Dustin Logston, Richard Coon, Sean McCarr, Steve Rada down on pit road now. And we're going to keep an eye on Dustin here. I'm going to visit with Dustin for just a minute as he is coming off a pit road. And he is right there. We'll visit. We'll get him up here. Dustin, Steve out the booth. Got a copy there, buddy?
Yeah, I sure do.
Hey, man. So, first of all, of course, we partnered with you guys at Nerditudes to get our overlay, but I need to get with you at some point because I'm having some replay control issues. So I have to get with you to see if we can't figure that out. But got to give a special shout out to Nerditudes, for you and Peter especially for taking time out of your Friday night to get with me and work with me on SDK. So do appreciate that, buddy. Wanted to give you a little bit of airtime and a personal thank you.
Hey, not a problem, my man. We'll get you squared away. Absolutely. I'm just I'm just trying to stay out of the mess. We're sitting at 16 or 18X. I think we've been caught up in about every wreck out there.
Oh, man.
This truck's been repaired over 10 minutes. Still got the fasty in the bank. Well, we're going to go out there and give her hell and see what we can't do.
Well, you guys, it's been a pretty, I want to say pretty decent race, but these trucks don't stop on a dime as you guys are fixing to go green. I see the pace truck driving down the pit road, but just wanted to bring you up here a minute, say, personally thank you, and thank you to the Nerditude guys. You guys have done an awesome job with this overlay.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime, buddy. Like I said, it's we appreciate the ability to be able to help you out and get you looking good up there.
All right. Well, good luck, buddy. Don't run into the back of Lori there, and we'll holler at you later.
All right. Sounds good, Bubba.
We'll get him back down there. So, yeah, big shout out to those guys. I just can't thank them enough for everything that they've done for me and getting me all set up here. But back up toward the front, though, Adam Kilday is your leader. Rick Sanchez in second. And Kenny Real third, Dave Hunt fourth, but they're trying to make that run. We are 13 to go. Of course, our chat kind of died out down there, out there in YouTube. But guys, I appreciate every single one of you showing up. 16 viewers out there currently watching. Without you fans, cheering these guys on, MaxspeedTV wouldn't be where we're at without you fans. So from bottom of my heart and from all of us here at MaxspeedTV, thank you to our fans for tuning in each and every night that we go live. Of course, after tonight, we won't have another broadcast until Saturday when the Unlimited Series returns to the track. Let me see, while we're watching these guys run, let me see where we're at. Where is the schedule? Let's see. This Saturday, the 24th, we will be at Atlanta. Of course, that will be sponsored by our very own Anthony English. So tune in Saturday night for, a short track that runs like a super speedway is what we say. At Atlanta Motor Speedways, we are watching this battle right now for the lead. Adam Kilday gets pushed out to the front by the 5 of Rick Sanchez. Does drop it down to the bottom to try to help, like he said, like they were talking about, Fritz was talking about earlier, just that back and forth. let that outside line cool down, get a push from the inside line, battle for position, back up to the top side, back down to the bottom. See what happens here. Right now, Rick Sanchez going to get a lap led. As Adam Kilday does get a pretty good push there by Kenny Real. Adam does jump up to the front. Well, Mark Mann is right behind the 11 and Kenny Real, so that's going to close that door for Adam to get back down to the bottom line. But Mark Mann right on the bumper of that 11 car of Kenny Real. And we are 3 wide back here with that number 71, I believe, is Sean McCarr. Could be mistaken on that card number. That is the 027 of Steve Korosek. The 16 and 8 Warren Jeff Crosby Jr. That is the 42 of Peter DeBorja as well. 16 and 8 Warren drops down to the middle. Man, what a push there. Got that 027 of Steve Korosek out to the front. 3 wide action here. That outside lane finally getting something going. Nate Warren on the inside, along with Jeff Crosby Jr., just Rick Sanchez. That outside line, Peter DeBorja. That is Bryan Wang. Bryan Wang. I think I said Nick Wing, but that is Bryan Wang. 12 of Zach Rich, the 14 of Cinte Guerrero, the 54 of Brandon Piper, the 88 of Gabe Butler, and the 81 of Dustin Logston on that outside line. On that middle line, looks like you have the 027 of Steve Korosek, but Doran back and wrecking. Here we go, folks. That brought out a caution. And we were watching that live here. That was Eric Laurie involved. Looked like maybe we are going to get on. That happened right back here, I believe with the 19. That was the 83 of Doug Johnson. And the 19 of Zach Workman. Looking at Doug. Doug sitting in the second lane. Goes down, goes door to door, didn't quite touch with Steve Rada, but comes back up and right into the left bumper corner of Zach Workman. Zach down in, then right back up into the 83. Dustin Logston getting a piece of that as well. Eric Laurie getting a piece of it. Sean McCarr somehow barely squeezing by as a 15 of Griff Crosby Sr. goes around. Gets by everybody. Of course, Doug Johnson with quite a bit of damage to the front of his truck. And to the back. Beautiful MaxspeedTV on that rear spoiler, so appreciate that, Doug, for running that. Well, that's going to bring us to 6 laps to go under caution here, folks. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. It looks like Doug had a fast repair, so he went ahead and burnt his fast repair. Again, with all these storms going around, folks, hope everybody is staying safe. And guys, with this much rain, I know we've had quite a bit of flooding here in Oklahoma, especially around the lake area. Guys, if you see water over the road, please turn around. Don't put yourself in a situation to where you could get hurt or even worse, lose your life. Find an alternate route. Also it keeps our first responders out of danger as well from having to save you. So, like they always say, please turn around, don't drown. Also, with the possibility of tornadoes with some of these storms, guys, if you're in the path of one of these storms and it is tornadic and they're telling you to take shelter, please take shelter. We want to see you back here on our next episode of MaxspeedTV, safe and sound. So please be careful. Well, right now, Adam Kildare is your leader. Kenny Real in second. Steve Korosek in third. Mark Mann fourth. Nate Warner rounding out your top five. Peter DeBorja, Lynn McNeese, Jeff Crosby Jr., Bryan Wang, and Rick Sanchez rounding out your top 10. The lights on the face truck are out, folks, so technically this will be a shootout to the finish. All they have to do is make it around to get to the white flag, and then whatever happens after that's going to happen. Adam Kildare on the inside with the 027 of Steve Korosek. Nate Warren in the 16. Lynn McNeese in the 84. Then on the outside, you have the 11 of Kenny Real. That looks like the 04 of Mark Mann. The 42 of Peter DeBorja. The 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. and the 5 of Rick Sanchez. We are going to see, we're going to watch this drone cam here for a minute as they are coming down the backstretch, coming into turns 3 and 4. We will be 4 to go at the line. So glad the weather has kind of cooperated. It didn't throw my power out. We were able to get the stream going and get the race broadcasted. Of course, big shout out to Buttkicker for sponsoring the OP Premier Series. Of course, the winner of this season champion will receive a Buttkicker haptic system for their simulator. But here we go to the Geico restart zone. Hopefully for the last time. The green flag is in the flagman's hand. Green flag back out, folks. Here we go. 4-lap shootout to the finish. What is going to happen? This 85 and the 27 get hooked up right away. The 27 pushing Adam Kildare around the corner. 11 in the 04 right there on the outside. Peter DeBorja, Lynn McNeese door to door. Mark Mann and the 11 are hooked up as well. Well, the 16 and 8 Warren, getting a little bit of a wiggle there. Big checkup in the back. People going off the track. No caution. As we are 4 laps to go, coming into turns 3 and 4 to the tri-oval. Trying to see who it was. It may have got pushed off the track, but I am not seeing. They were able to keep it going. Here we go. Kenny Real, Mark Mann, side by side. Adam Kildare, Steve Korosek, Nate Warren, Lynn McNeese, Bryan Wang on the inside. On the outside in the second lane, you got Mark Mann, Peter DeBorja, Jeff Crosby Sr., Rick Sanchez, Zach Fritsch. Well, here comes Crosby and Sanchez on that third lane. The 27 jumps up to that second line. That's going to leave a door open for the 16 and 8 Warren. Try to close the gap on Adam Kilday. We're 3 wide up here for the lead. 3 laps to go, folks. It will be 2 laps at the line. Ooh, 36 got pushed to the inside. Okay. At 33, making a big move. Second lane, first lane. Back out front, the 11 of Kenny Real gives him a shot. Mark Mann in the middle, Rick Sanchez on the outside. 2 laps to go. They got to make it around to the white flag. The 5, the 14, Vicente Guerrero pushing the 5 out towards the front. Not enough room to clear just yet. Big wiggle going on there on that outside line. But the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. getting a push by the 11 of Kenny Real on that inside line coming through the tri-oval. We are going to be white flag here at the line. Jeremy Medlock out there in chat. 1 to go, folks. Here we go. No matter what happens, it's going to happen this time by your top 5. Jeff Crosby Jr., Mark Mann, Kenny Real, Peter DeBorja, Adam Kilday. Good tight racing up here at the front between Jeff Crosby Jr., Mark Mann, Peter DeBorja, Kenny Real. That outside line trying to get something going. Big wiggle from Vicente. Cannot hang on to it. Up in the wall. Turns upside down. That's going to leave Sanchez out on that high line by himself. Oh, the 42. Peter DeBorja falling back. It's going to be a drag race to the finish here. Mark Mann on the outside with Adam Kilday. They're wrecking. Looks like it's going to be Jeff Crosby Jr., Kenny Real, Mark Mann, your top 3. We're going to rewind that here, folks. Give me just a second. We'll make sure we got that call correct. Let's get on a chase cam, but I'm pretty sure, according to my timing screen, Jeff Crosby Jr., Kenny Real, Mark Mann, going to be your top 3 finishers for tonight. Excuse me. Mark just not enough help to get around Kenny. Kenny was right in the draft of that 33. And Jeff Crosby Jr. going to get the win by a good truck and a half. Kenny Real, Lynn McNeese was making a run for that third podium finish. But Mark Mann just edged him out ever so slightly. Well, folks, hang tight. We're going to get our top 3 up here for our MaxspeedTV post-race interview. We will be right back. All right, folks, we have caught up with our top 3. Of course, we're going to bring him down here first. Our third place finisher, no stranger to a podium over the last several races. Mark, awesome job, buddy. I know you guys was up there, causing havoc in the waiting room as usual, but man, unfortunate for Pete, blew his engine pushing you, but got you up there close, far enough to where you grabbed that P3. But man, Lynn was knocking on the door.
Oh yeah, I appreciate the help by Peter, and I understand getting hot and blown up. I did last week. Went 3 laps down too last week, blowing up my engine. But yeah, I appreciate the help. I mean, Peter could have left me, but he decided to stick with me, and I'll take a podium.
Well, you got a podium.
I'd like to win a race one of these days, but just kind of knocking on the door here and there, and it is what it is. It's all good though.
Well, you got a podium last night, podium tonight. You're kind of on a podium roll here. So of course, we got Wednesday night coming up. You hoping to carry that momentum into Wednesday night?
Absolutely. I was for a couple seasons there. I just kind of fell asleep racing. I was doing it more as on a routine basis because I was so addicted to it. It was almost like a nightcap, almost like I had to race to feel normal and just hang out with the guys and then go to bed. And I wasn't really being competitive. And sometimes it doesn't have to do with how good of a driver you are, because I am not, I'm not on the level of some of these guys. I'm sort of mid. And, but if you think a little bit, all you got to do is use your brain just a tiny little bit during the race, get a little bit of track position, you'll be all right. And that's kind of what I've been doing the last few weeks, last couple months actually. And it's been paying dividends. I haven't won a couple races, but I've finished more top 5s and 10s, and that's okay too. I'm happy with that too. Well, and I was happy to have Vendetta up there with Adam. Had a look at it. Richard had a look at it. So that was cool.
Well, getting those top 5s, it really builds confidence. I mean, speaking from a driver standpoint and a guy that I consider myself a mid-packer. I mean, I've been up to the front a few times, but I'm usually winding up somewhere back in the mid-pack or towards the back. But
same.
It's always fun to get up there, get that top 5, get that podium. And it builds a confidence, especially for a new driver as well.
Yeah, and then every once in a while we'll sneak a win in there.
Yeah, maybe.
Every couple seasons.
Yeah, if netcode plays a factor of it, but we're not going to go there.
Yeah, I've gotten some wins like that, so it's all good.
Well, Mark, awesome job, buddy. Congratulations again. Another podium finish for you, back-to-back nights. Couldn't really ask for a better start to the week too, with that top podium finish there. But we're going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you, let you get any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate.
Sure. Yeah, and, podium's fine. But congratulations, Jeff Crosby Jr., for winning the race. If Kenny Real would have hopped out in front of me, I would have gave him just as much effort as anyone else. So good run by him and my teammates, the most underfunded team right now, Vendetta, Adam Kilday, and Richard Sanchez, and Alex Green, who we're running with tonight. And thanks to everybody watching. Thank you at MaxspeedTV and all the OP admins who do everything. And say hi to Mara at home. And she's probably in bed by now. We got a golf tournament for work tomorrow, but it's supposed to be like 50 degrees, so it's better than being at work. So we'll be getting paid to play golf tomorrow.
That makes me sick. Don't even talk to me no more.
And it's at the Otesaga at the Leather Stocking in Cooperstown. So it's the golf course that all the baseball players play at. There's pictures of Babe Ruth on the 18th hole in the clubhouse and stuff. So it's very nostalgic. It's a really great tournament. So I look forward to that tomorrow.
Maybe one of these days I'll make my way up there, visit with you, Mark, and maybe we can go play around.
Yeah, absolutely. Or vice versa.
Yeah. We got a couple of decent golf courses down here. Got a couple.
You can take me tornado chasing. Oh. That'd be more interesting.
Well, you'd have to talk to the boss of the TV store on that one. So, Well, awesome job, buddy. Congratulations, and we will catch you probably Wednesday night. I might come out there and race with you guys.
All right, brothers. Oh, awesome. That'd be awesome. Race with us on our channel.
All right, brother.
All right, later.
See ya. All right, well, that is going to bring us to our second place finisher. Let me get on his car here, and we'll get his information up here. Well, we talked to him a little bit during the race. Mr. Kenny Real, awesome job, buddy. Congratulations on the P2. Man, you guys battled it out right there at the end. You had some good pushing, but man, somehow you finished out and got ahead of Mark and finished out strong.
Yeah, at the end there, I was telling my teammates before we went green for that last restart that I started on the first on the outside line, that I wanted to get down to the bottom as soon as possible because I knew the bottom lane was going to end up winning that race because they're in the trial where everybody's hanging people on the top. And we got down and was getting good pushes, but everybody was just hot so quick. Third lane formed up. Crosby got a really big push, got clear, and I just was comfortable pushing him and was trying to get clear to the middle lane, just never ended up happening. I thought I was going to get clear coming in the tri-oval, and Talladega went up and just gave Mark just a little bitty push to keep him on my quarter panel and kept him there. So at that point, I'm just pushing Jeff. I'm not going to leave him. I want to at least finish second, not third. So at the end of the day, we got a good points day out of it. So
yeah, got a good points for yourself, on the individual side, but also good points for the team as well, getting some points finishing on the podium. So, yeah, you got some good help. Like I said, you got Josh Ball, yourself, Vicente Guerrero, who's a good driver himself. Stephen Luttrell, got some points for the stage win, so that brought you guys some points to the team as well. So what are you going to use to do with this momentum, carry it on into the week?
just keep trying to get good points for the team and individually. I know last week at Dega, I got finished second in both stages. Didn't end up finishing that well with the incident later in the race, but so we got a good points day at least out of that from the stages. This week we kept it up from it, didn't get in any trouble, and got good points here. So the team's strong. I mean, all of us. I've worked with Vicente for a while in other races. The other guys on the team I just met, but all around they're good guys. They know what they're doing, so it's pretty easy to work with them and keep the cars out front.
Well, awesome job, buddy. Congratulations on your P2. Going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you, Kenny. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate, bud?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to all my teammates over at No Press Esports. I want to give a huge shout out to my spotter Daryl. He spots me every race, makes my life pretty easy in these races. Also want to give him a happy birthday shout out. Also, shout out to all the admins that put this league on and you for putting on the broadcast.
All right, Kenny, appreciate that, buddy. Go celebrate. We will see you next week, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, well, that is going to bring us up here to Mr. Jeff Crosby Jr. Let me get him moved in the booth. Jeff, man, awesome job, man. We got the race win tonight. Some good battles going on up front. Now I know you guys kind of had a little fricassee behind you where some guys got turned and pushed out of the way, but I don't know what to say, man, other than it was just a hard fought battle.
Yeah, man, thank you. It definitely came down to who was not going to blow up, and unfortunately that middle lane there, Peter blew up, and I know Kenny was probably about to blow up too. So I'm just thankful that he was able to keep pushing, and I really thought he was going to jump up there and take it, but I don't think he ever got clear, and he stuck with me, and here we are in victory lane.
Well, your teammates, all of you guys were really up front there for a little while all together, so it was probably nice to have those guys up there with you, help pushing you around and getting you guys, kind of maybe a team game plan of swapping positions to keep each other cool. Of course, our track temperature was a little high, and y'all were talking about it in the waiting room. With that humidity being high, these trucks will get hot quick. They're hard to cool off, especially in pack racing like you guys were. Is it me, or is the main thing just is working with guys and able to, switch spots where you're not losing any positions?
Yeah, you for sure want to keep your truck as cool as possible. Like you said, it was hot one out there, and you go a quarter of a lap and you're already blinking red. So having the teammates around definitely helped. So you can kind of switch some spots here and there, and thankfully, I don't know. I feel like everybody on our team finished really well tonight. Got a stage win out of Fridge, which was nice. And yeah, it is crazy. The temperature really affects these trucks a lot, and thankfully I wasn't behind anyone there at the end there, because I probably would have blew up too, because you got to push, you got to push.
We did see a couple of trucks, and like you said, Peter, he did pop his engine right there at the end. David Overstreet popped his engine, just shortly after halfway. So it does play a factor, and I know you guys try to peek around, one side or the other of the truck in front of you to help cool it off. But man, these things, it takes a while for them to cool back down. So we understand that. But man, awesome job tonight. Good points night for you as an individual, but as far as the championship, but also good team point for the team championship as well. Getting the stage win with Zach, and then you getting the win tonight. As a team, as an individual, what do you got to do for you guys to carry this momentum into next week?
Yeah, still going to run hard. Still run my race here, and any opportunity I get to help anybody else out on the team that's in front of me, I'm definitely going to think about that before I make any other moves. So thankfully, we're all pretty good on points here early on after 2 races. We'll see what happens. I mean, you just got to keep running them, and whenever opportunities come, you got to take them, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm sure the weather on the track will be a thing every week, and all these races are going to be fun. A lot of cautions, so it's a lot of a lot of strategy.
Well, awesome job, Jeff. Congratulations. I'm going to turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yeah, for sure. Want to give a shout-out to you, Steven. Appreciate you broadcasting on MaxsPeed tonight. Want to give a shout-out to my teammates FSR. Got Sean, Nate, Workman, and Fritch. We all work pretty well together, and I think we're going to be a team to watch for at the end of the season. And definitely want to give a shout out to my wife for letting me race every Monday and Wednesday. I know it could be irritating at times, but really appreciate her letting me do it. And hopefully maybe we can talk to you again here soon.
Well, we were talking about that a while ago. I may join you guys out on the track whizzing out. We'll see what happens. But until then, Jeff, congratulations, buddy. Good job. And hopefully we'll see you Wednesday night.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, that is going to bring us to our unofficial results. Pending any admin stuff, they will go through and look at everything. And then they will let me know. We'll have the official results. But right now, our unofficial results, Jeff Crosby Jr., your winner tonight. Second place in that P2 spot is Kenny Real. Coming in P3, Mark Mann. Lynn McNeese finishing in that 4th position. Brandon Pfeiffer finishing 5th. Rick Sanchez in 6th. Steve Korosek in 7th. Bryan Wang, our last week's winner, with a top 10 finish tonight in 8th. Nate Warren in 9th. Adam Kilday in 10th. Steve Rada finishing in 11th. Gabe Butler 12th. Jimmy Reynolds 13th. Zach Workman 14th. Jeff Crosby Sr. finishing 15th. Bubba Winningham finishing 16th. Richard Kuhn finishing 17th. Dave Hunt in 18th. Looking down through the field, Dustin Logston in 19th. Hunter Reynolds 20th. Andy Brigante 21st. Everett Lane finishing 22nd. Stephen Luttrell 23rd, Vicente Guerrero 24th, Peter DeBorja 25th, Douglas Johnson finishing 26th, Zach Pritch 27th, and Mr. Les Levy himself in 28th. And finishing in 29th was Mr. John Guerrero, 30th, Andrew Schroeder, and 31st, Sean McCara. At 32nd, Eric Laurie. 33rd, Daniel Harrington, or Dan Harrington. At 34th, David Overstreet. Finishing 35th was Alex Green. At 36th, Josh Millam. 37th, Alex Giffen. And, of course, Anthony English tuning in tonight out just to get the just to get on the board there in 38th. Well, guys, that's going to do it for us here tonight on MaxspeedTV. Do appreciate everybody tuning in and hoping everybody stays safe tonight, especially with all of the stuff going on. And we are going to try to figure out why SDK is doing this. I'm going to get with the Nerditudes guys and try to fix our issue here. But that will do it for us here tonight on MaxspeedTV as we see our ticker finally come back up. Let me get all my stuff turned off here. But here at Monday Night OP Premier Series presented by Buttkicker. Again, we will be back live on Saturday for the OP Unlimited Series in the Xfinity cars again at Atlanta. So until then, guys, please be safe. Stay safe from all these storms. And until Saturday night, we will see you then. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And have yourselves a great night.